In this video, I'm going to explain you how to authenticate Terraform with AWS. So the first thing first, when you launch any resource in AWS, you need to ask these three questions in your mind. First, how to authenticate to AWS, and second thing, you have to ask in which region the resource need to be created. This and next, which resource are you trying to launch? So the answer to all these questions can be found in Terraform official documentation. You go to first I'll answer this question: how to authenticate to AWS. Firstly, you have to go to your browser and search for AWS and enter and sign in to the console. After that, you have to provide your root user or IAM user and just log in into your AWS account, right? So for more information, I am just going to Terraform official documentation. So I'm just clicking this hyperlink and go in. Simply you just write Authenticate Terraform with AWS. Now you click this hyperlink and come in. It will provide a different thing here. It will mention the provider here. It will mention the provider here, and it will give you an overview what it is and how to use it. If you see here, you will have a brief documentation. The main beauty of this documentation is that it will also provide example here so that you will understand it better. And this is an example of a provider, how you configure your AWS with how to interact your Terraform with your AWS. So it will provide different things here. It will mention the provider here, and it will give the overview what it is and how to use it. And if you see here, you will have a brief documentation. So previously we were not having this Terraform block. So they have introduced it for 0.31 Terraform version. Will have Terraform block, but the important thing is, if you see here, they have commented this: configure the AWS provider. So, and you need to add this block to order to create your resource, or in order to authenticate your Terraform with AWS. And if you are using the earlier version, you just add provider block. You need to add Terraform. So there is nothing in this block. So here they are just mentioning the Terraform regarding information in it. And in provider, there is an interaction of your Terraform with your AWS. So here it is providing a region and a provider resource, and this is the name of your resource, AWS. Now region, in which region you are creating. Now this is US East 1. So this is all examples, and this is a beautiful documentation here. This all information regarding configuration, authentication will they provide here. Parameter in the provider configuration, everything is here, if you can see. Now in our AWS, we have a region to be mentioned. Because while creating any resource, we select the regions in console. Usually by default it will be North Virginia, and we will use another. We can also choose another regions, like I already said, how to authenticate AWS and in which region your resource need to be created. So this is example of your provider, that in this is example, this is a resource that for your region. If you are specifying SS key and secret key here in provider, so this method have you do in one problem. The problem is, if you specify SS key here, So whatever the access key and secret key is here, get from the AWS console. If you specify here and you upload this to in your GitHub repo, if anyone has access to your particular repo, they will find your access key and your access key and secret key, and they will start using it. The AWS by themselves, that would be a security risk. It is so risky. So what we can do is we can create an IAM profile. But we can just create IAM profile for this one. That is what we have done. So the best possible way to go in having a profile for your own Terraform by using access key and secret key. So if you're downloading and install Terraform, so let's take example. If you are downloading and install Terraform, then the editor will automatically recognize it, and it will add this TF and this extension also of the Terraform. So let us go ahead and create a particular provider blog. So but you can just provide a provider like this, as I mentioned, and if you just hit enter, and it automatically give you a syntax like this. In between you have to just mention the provider, and next if you want to go and create, you just need to mention here attribute, region attribute, parameter, as you can see parameter or attribute. So this is a region attribute you have to provide. You have to provide your region, as in my documentation how to authenticate to AWS, and in which region you need to be created. So whatever region you want to, you have to mention here. With the help of this, you can communicate with your Terraform with your AWS. So you can make a connection between them, and that's how you can authenticate your Terraform with your AWS.